Hi everybody, it's Grace. Welcome to Eating Peace this week. Somebody wrote to me and had a question. I love it when people write. And she asked about social situations and gatherings of people and functions and when you go out to and there's a work meeting and how there's food frequently there and that's a difficult place for her when it comes to food and eating. She finds herself overeating, too full. You might have had this experience as well. I certainly had. So I have a couple different things as I just contemplated. What will I share? Because it can be so much more pleasant and so much more beautiful to be with people and be with gatherings of humans. Sometimes is so much food, you're just amazed. There's tons and tons and tons of dishes and feasts. It's kind of the way many cultures will celebrate together and gather. And a little bit painful if you notice every single time you gather with, your tribe or others that you love dearly, even family, that you wind up overeating. So first thing that I thought of was breathing. I know it's kind of funny, but when I have my Eating Peace retreats and I guide people through meals, one thing that we do at the beginning is to take a deep breath. I call it the first course. I didn't even make that up. I heard it somewhere long ago, and I can't remember from who. Kind of a mindful eating process. Taking in a very deep breath. And it doesn't matter if you do it right at the beginning of the meal and then never again. It's just something you can actually do as you're there in the environment with many people. Sometimes you have people coming towards you, right? Sometimes you scan the environment and you move towards other people. There's conversation, there's noise, there's stuff happening. You can even put a little bracelet on or make a mark on your hand or do something that you have on you that reminds you, take a deep breath. When you see it, take a deep breath. You can even be in a conversation with somebody and doing it. Oh, take a deep breath. That does so much for helping you calm down. One thing I love about air and breathing, and I know there's lung problems and there's sort of exceptions to this for sure, but we never take in too much air and feel disappointed about that later. It's just a natural flow that is lungs full, then lungs emptied. And when we require a little more air because we're running or something like that, it's in deeper and out. When you take a deep breath, it's very calming for the mind, especially in environments where there's a lot of noise and sound and contact. And a lot of us who have had trouble with food and eating are a little bit socially anxious. People, we've got our ideas and thoughts about people. So that is my tool number 2 for your toolkit. I love doing this. I always have this. It's never gone away. And that is a tiny little notebook. It is inside my purse, inside my bag. It is my thought catcher. And I know if you've watched Eating Peace videos, I say all the time, write it down, write it down, write it down. But there's something incredible about slowing down the pace of everything. And that's required when you write. Mind is like 100 times faster than writing. Have you ever noticed? You could never dump everything that you had in your head on paper. I mean, your hand would get tired if you were handwriting. So you can excuse yourself, even if you need to, and go into a restroom somewhere and just write down what scares you. Anything that makes you anxious. Kind of bullet point, short, simple, very simple sentences. These are concepts that you have. Don't edit yourself. If they're judgmental, if they seem insane, don't worry. That's what's going on in the mind. And you can just take note of it. I have actually pulled out a little thought catcher notebook and written in it without even going off into the bathroom or into another room. I have just noticed, I'm thinking something, and I'm with people that if they asked what it was, they might even know or they wouldn't mind. I just have a few notes I'm making to myself. Just, a few little journal items I just thought of and I wanted to grab them. This can really help, and you can go later and look at what you were thinking that made you feel nervous. And it can be things that maybe are related to some of your social feelings of people. If you don't have nervousness around people and you just absolutely love them, you might have thoughts about food and eating, if it's very comfortable for you to be with others, but you just notice this sensation of overeating, and that's where you find difficulty when it comes to eating, definitely not eating peace. You can write down how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what your thoughts are about the food itself. I'm never going to get to eat this again. This is the favorite dish, and I only go to my parents' house once a month. I got to eat as much of it as possible. Grandma wants me to eat more of it. She'll be insulted if I say no, thank you. Really fantastic clues to catch in your notebook that might zip right by you if you didn't write them down. You can even schedule in a moment of bathroom time during the meal. You're probably going to have to go use the restroom sometime if you're having a feast with people, where you get up, and included in that is you're going to write down at least 10 things that are just going on in your mind. And don't even worry about them, whether they're stressful or, no judging what the thoughts are. Just I'm capturing the contents of my mind on paper. So that's the tool number one. Breathe. Bring your little notebook. Write a few things down. The third is one of my favorites. It's been very helpful. Take care of yourself like you're taking care of a little baby. And I mean, pretend you have a little baby with you. If you were a new mother, and it's okay if you're male and you'll never have given birth to a baby, you can still be a caretaker to a little newborn baby. If you were taking care of a baby and you had to go to this function, number one, you might be able to have conversations with people, greet your friends, hang out with your family, say yes to people bringing you little plates of food, go get seconds of something if you really, really liked it, refill your own water glass. You can do these things. You can even ask or whatever. Those things would all happen, even if you were taking care of a baby. And you would not let the baby, however, be harmed, or you would do everything you could to not let that happen. You would be taking care of it. There would be a focus with this baby that you were taking care of that would be number one, priority. I am taking care of this, and there's nothing that could come between me and my love and care and compassion for this little baby. What I love about babies is they don't have really a mind filled with thoughts yet, right? That is undeveloped. The consciousness has not been born. But they come in, and yet they have life. And they simply spit out food if it's fed to them and they don't want it. There's of course no emotional eating. There's no eating way off balance. There's just a simple flow of in and out, kind of like the breath. And there's a place in us all that is exactly like that has never gone away. It's just that it's been, all this stuff has been piled up on top. Interactions with people, anxiety, feelings, losing a sense of when you're full and when you're hungry and what's going on there. But it's there. It's just lying there waiting for you to pay attention to it. So you can just pretend you've got your little baby with you, maybe in one of those slings or something, and you're bringing it to the function. And it's very important to take care of that baby no matter what. It's just automatically what you would do if you were the parent to this little being. And this little being is you. It is your process it's your eating. It's you, symbolized in a baby form. It's the feeling you have within. And you are not going to be moved off of taking care of that with love and affection. Even if, there's just food all over the table. What do we do if, this is a little bit older than a baby. The baby reaches out, and gets old enough to reach for things. You just scooch the plates away. You just say, no. They don't know. When I actually had real babies and my children were young at home, it was really funny if they grabbed something off the table. They could have a cup in their hand and maybe flail it around, and off it would fall on the floor. They don't know what they're doing. So they just reach and touch and feel, and they want contact, and they're, drinking everything in around them, and they are never overeating. So tap into that aspect of yourself and the parent that you are to your own baby self, and bring both with you to the setting that you're in. And yeah, that's even if you're at a workplace or something where normally babies wouldn't be allowed, or, wouldn't be comfortable, and we normally wouldn't see those babies there. You can still bring it along with you. It's all symbolic. You're holding it in your heart. You can see the little baby, and if you want to, you can even imagine bringing it in and having it get very, very small for a little while and bringing it right in here to your heart. And you're taking this part of yourself, this aspect of yourself, with you. You breathe deeply, write down your thoughts in a little notebook. Bring your little baby self that's vulnerable but natural. Bring that with you, and you're going to just take care of it. The sensations of hunger and fullness. If that baby is full, stuffed, actually, I don't think babies get so stuffed that they're uncomfortable. I mean, let's just say, they're following a natural trend. They're following a natural aspect of life, and certainly not emotionally eating, as I mentioned. But so if you're just taking care of that, and that's number one most important thing, following that, bringing that into yourself, honoring it, caring for it, you can even ask that little part of yourself what it's ready to do. Maybe it's ready to go home and take a nap. Maybe it's time to go home and go to bed. And you can comfort and be with it, and just know, so that the relationship between baby and your own parent self is really strong and really bonded. And the part of you that can take care of this baby, it's like almost as if you were being invited to, okay, you're going to go to this gathering, you're going to hang out with all these awesome people, and you can talk to them, and there'll be lots of food. But no matter what, you're also the caretaker of this baby. And you can do it, because you have you have the parent side inside of you too. You have the capacity to love and comfort and be with and feel that baby. You just see what it wants. All right. Let me know how it goes. Those are 3 big tools, and I found if you've got those 3, you don't need anything else. You'll be fine in any huge feast situations where there's a lot of food around, and you can enjoy yourself. All right. Take care. Bye, everyone.